Hello and welcome back to the Melon DEGENERES show. I'm your host, Melon, presumably, and today we have a special guest with us. He is a YouTuber who stands in his kitchen with his fake duck.
I don't know.
He has no friends, no social life, and he looks like he hates himself. Welcome, 16leo. Woo! Thanks. Okay, so firstly, we'll start with an easy question. Your parents are divorced and you grew up poor. How does that make you feel? That's a really personal question. Okay, yeah. Oh, I hear the music. It was really hard growing up and Whew. Second question. You still virgin? Okay. Why don't you get up and do your thing? Can I? Yes, you can. All you ever do is dance. I said it. Hi, I'm 16leo, and we are here to break down this Ellen situation. Ellen DEGENERES? More like Ellen not so generous. If you haven't hit the subscribe button already, I don't know what would make you hit it. Yep, I'm taking a look at it, and I know that a lot of people have talked about it already. I just wanted to share something more personal about the situation. Full disclosure, my mom is a huge Ellen fan. The reason she loves Ellen is because of the positivity and constant optimism that Ellen seems to have. And she's now been outed as being mean, which is ironic. Instead of just stockpiling the hate onto her, I wanted to look at every single angle. I don't know when this exactly started, but I do know who it was started by. It was started by BuzzFeed. On July 17th, BuzzFeed published a bombshell report in which a group of former and current Ellen Show staff spoke out against the program, making shocking allegations. Lots of them described the workplace as being toxic, and that is serious. Being mean, not a crime. A toxic environment can lead to serious allegations, sexual misconduct, racism, which the show has all been accused of. See? Do you see what I mean? You see what you do to Fluffs by being mean? It's okay, buddy. We could get through this, don't worry. One former employee actually said that be kind bullshit only happens when the cameras are on. It's all for show. And former employees also has said they've been fired for taking medical leave, attending family funerals, and one for posting a selfie in the office. Personally, the first instance I heard about this, there's a guy from Twitter who was like, I'll give you guys $2 for every time you tell a mean Ellen story. And I was like, bro, this guy's gonna get filet mignoned. But people actually came forward and said stuff. One person said she has a sensitive nose, so everyone must chew gum from a bowl outside of her office before talking to her. And if she thinks you smell that day, you have to go home and shower. Multiple people actually have said that. I thought it was crazy at first, but a few people have said something similar to that, so I was like, oh. Another person says was working on a show at Warner Brothers, which was next to her stage. It was the showrunner's 50th birthday. The caterer grilled steaks outside for a special fancy lunch, and Ellen had sent someone over to demand they stop, as she doesn't eat meat. Also, just by the way, to the dude who was donating $2 to the food bank, just do it. You don't need to throw someone under the bus to do it. You could just donate. I also want to go over some of the new allegations that have come out recently. One fan called Donna DiMatteo. Bro, everyone's like a D'Amalio, DiTadio, DeSanio. I should change my name to 16leo. 16leo. Shut up. Apparently, this girl was in a segment off an episode called Make It Rain. Sounds like a strip club thing. Which contestants are drenched in water while attempting to win cash prizes. She said that she was pretty disappointed when every time they cut to commercial, Ellen would break out of her kind role and just sit quietly on her couch. She also said that the producers actually warned her and the other contestants not to be funnier than Ellen. Woo! And they said, remember, she's the star, not us. Not many people have said this, but there are also allegations that are so outlandish and just stupid that it's important to look at both sides of the story. For instance, I don't know what it's like to be in Ellen's position. I'm not that big, but I can imagine if you were, lots of people would want to hold your attention and just have your attention for a second. There's only so much time you can give to everyone around you. So while someone might think that you're not talking to them on purpose, maybe you're just conserving energy, because some days are very long and very hard, and I do understand that. For instance, a bodyguard, former bodyguard of Ellen, and he protected her at the 2014 Oscars. Y'all need a bodyguard for the Oscars, huh? What is George Clooney just sitting on the bench like, yo, man, Ellen, you fucking better call my name. I will send you to the ER. I don't care if I was on it. I'll send you to it. Well, what are you protecting people from? The bad jokes that come out of the mouth of Ellen? What? Off topic. Anyway, he said that Ellen was the only celebrity not to say hi to him. Hello, my name is Bodyguard Man. I'm 8'6", and Ellen was so mean. She didn't say hi to me. Sorry, when I think about it, it's so... Everybody says hi to me. I'm protecting her from the Oscars. That George Clooney's a mean guy. Really, bro? He said, and I quote, Ellen didn't say hello or thank you for protecting my mother, my wife, and me. Dude, you're not Jesus. You're not protecting Tom Brady. At the Oscars, really, who are you really protecting Ellen from? You think Jerry Seinfeld has a tranquilizer just like... I hate that woman. No one's funnier than me. I made Seinfeld. Except Larry. And there's another one. Someone named Ben came forward and said that Ellen worked for his mother's recruitment agency when she was about 20. And Ben at the time was 11. And apparently he was a little tubby, little chubster. Ellen would criticize his weight. And he said, I was a defenseless kid. And she was calling me fat and saying my clothes suck. He also said she took pleasure in it. I need you to understand, she's 62 now. That happened about 40 years ago. What is the point of bringing this up now? Secondly, someone in their 20s working a dead-end job, trying to make it in entertainment when you know you're so far away from your goals, is going to be on edge anyway. Maybe she was mean, but it's weird to bring it up 40 years later. So what I'm trying to say is some of these claims are not substantiated, and we can't just group all of them in and believe every single person, and even if she was, some of them just don't hold weight. So in light of all the stuff that came out, Ellen was like, whoa, damage control. And she issued out a statement of apology where she proceeded to basically throw everyone under the bus except herself. Basically, she did the YouTube version of an apology, which was, she said that she has deep compassion to the people who have got hurt, which is BS. She said that she's now committed to ensuring that everything that has happened, all these allegations will never happen again. That sounds more like a mafia threat. Like if she was from Boston, you'd know that you'd have to put her in jail for something she did 2 months later. She said that she will push others and herself to learn and grow. You don't need to learn or grow in a situation where racism and sexual misconduct happen. You have to know that before you even start, actually. There's nothing to learn. You don't get a doctorate in learning how to not abuse someone. You just don't do it. On day one of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously, something changed, and I am disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. Not really an apology, but alright. And not only did that happen, celebrities started defending her. Katy Perry tweeted out in Ellen's defense saying, I know I can't speak for anyone else's experience besides my own, but I want to acknowledge that I have only ever had positive takeaways from my time with Ellen. People started clapping back immediately because they're like, listen, Katy, you're a celebrity, of course she would treat you differently. And that's kind of true. Lots of celebrities have came to her defense. There are a couple who came out against her, but if you're in a position of power, it's likely Ellen would treat you differently. My mom was like, you know, lots of people are coming out in her support. So I looked at her and I was like, but has there been anyone who worked for her that came out to support her? Anyone who wasn't a celebrity or had that status that's supporting her? Because a lot of the people who are coming out against her don't seem to have that like superstar status. There's no one who currently works for her who's like, no, those people are just salty. They're completely wrong. Ellen's been amazing. Nobody seems to be saying that. And that's more telling than a celebrity trying to be like, yo, I've had a great experience. She put flowers on there. She gave me some Ellen underwear, which I never wear because if I did, my husband would divorce me. That's all I'm saying. You get what I'm throwing at? Okay, so the next part of this is basically about her show. The one thing that I always found a little bit is the sexualization of men on her show. Like, I must have walked to the kitchen 10, 15 times and seen like a half-naked guy on TV. I'm like, what? Wow, y'all really want to watch this? And then I was like, oh, sorry, this is Ellen, not Magic Mike 8. Personally, I don't have a problem with it at all. Sure, you want some eye candy? Get some. What I do have a problem with is the gender role reversal thing. Because you know damn well if Jimmy Fallon had a stripper on, they ain't letting that fly. And you know, if he did have that, men around the world would be like, I suddenly like Jimmy Fallon even more. I don't know if it's because of her preferences sexually that she gets away with this, but she gets to do this, and it definitely drives the numbers up. Okay, so the other thing on her show is the instances in which she's being passive-aggressive or controlling. It's just evidence being presented to the court. A lot of the times you can see the celebrities kind of uncomfortable with this whole situation. So the first one is Ellen with Celine Dion, where she, for some reason, doesn't like the fact that Celine Dion's son has long hair. Ellen doesn't like that.
Seems like you're busy with something because you're forgetting to cut your son's hair. Right. Look at him. He is beautiful, but look at his hair. When are you going to cut that hair?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem. That is some long hair.
You know, I have to say, it's amazing, right? You cut some people shave the head of their children. And people say, oh, isn't that terrible? Well, I don't even cut my son's hair, and they say, oh my God, when is she gonna cut her son's hair?
Right.
You know?
That was a little bit weird. Nothing too bad. I just really don't understand why Ellen, with her hair, was like, yo, your son got long hair? That's weird. Look at this. I rocked the Karen before it was popular. I'm Ellen. I mean Karen. I mean Kellen? As far as things go, it's not the worst, but it does show a little bit of that pushiness. Next one I got a little bit worse.
You turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of shit about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you.
It was awkward as hell. I'm not even finished watching it. I'm just spitballing here, but do you think there's a reason Dakota Johnson said, I thought you didn't like me? Do you think maybe behind the scenes some shit was said?
But I did invite you and you didn't come, so.
This time you invited me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who said you were?
I was invited?
Right
Jonathan's like, what the f*** is this about? I guess I'm losing my job. Thanks, Dakota Johnson. I hate you. I'm gonna start a new movie, 50 Shades of Suck My Ass, bro. I can't believe this. Bye, Ellen. Bro, Dakota Johnson really just went at her. It's getting a little more spicy. Mariah Carey was pregnant at the time, didn't really want to tell anyone. Privacy, big issue for celebrities. Ellen was not having that shit on her show. She proceeded to, like, push it out of her.
People are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
All right, well, you don't have to answer.
No, that's okay. No, honestly,
you don't have to answer me. Let's just toast with champagne and decide
But
if...
they've been saying that since we... Oh, I can have some champagne. It's just fattening. So,
you can't have champagne?
That's not champagne, because you can't
No, it
have
is.
Is it really?
Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No,
Are you trying
I'm
to
not
just...
going to ask you if you're pregnant
This
or not.
is
I'm
peer
just
pressure.
say...
Okay, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
It's too early for me. I only drink it after 3 p.m.
Yeah. You're pregnant. You're pregnant. You
I didn't say that.
About 6 days later, Mariah Carey had a miscarriage, so maybe not something that you want to share with the public, and maybe not something Ellen should have pushed out of her. This is maybe the video that got me wanting to do this whole thing, is that you can't force people to do things, and you can't assert your dominance or ego just because you're a huge talk show host. These are the celebrities. If it's a fan, do I have a video for you? This one is probably the most famous or infamous. It's when Ellen proceeded to humiliate someone on live television. She even put her in Ellen jail which I'm pretty sure you can't buy. I've looked.
So before the show, I put out some Ellen products with a sign that said only one per person. I just wanted to see how honest my audience was, you know? Because it turns out you're very honest. Very, very honest. We set up hidden cameras just to make sure. So watch how honest this lady is right here.
Yeah, that's not right. How much is it? 25.
So she wanted it, but she said, I'll just buy this. So you put that back, and you weren't gonna take it, and you want it, so I have the hat for you. Bring.
Oh my God.
So that's for you for being honest. You don't have to buy it now. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I wouldn't even buy that hat if they sold it. The hell, who designed that? Why'd you get Ray Charles to design stuff? You know he can't see. What is wrong with you, Ellen? God damn it, she's not a fashion icon, I'll tell you that much.
That's so amazing. I mean, any of you could have taken more than one thing, and you didn't. Except for these ladies right here. Hi! What's your
My
name?
sister couldn't come, so that was her souvenir.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
a lot of people's sisters couldn't come.
So Ellen even went to the trouble of building up a case for this lady. Not only did this lady steal, but everyone else in my audience is so good. They're such good people. But this lady, psh, what a bitch. Sure, whatever. It's a hat. It's a horrible hat. I mean, if I gave that to my nephew, he'd punch me in the gut and be like, what is wrong with you? And I'd punch him back in the gut. And then I guess we'd have Family Feud and Steve Harvey would have to come out. This is not grounds to humiliate someone on television.
Now, when you go, like, to Costco or you're the kind of person, like, when you go trick-or-treating and nobody's home, you don't just take you take the bowl. You just walk away. No.
No.
All right. Listen, I really, I'm sorry. That's embarrassing and everything, but, you know, let that be a lesson to you, because you think...
It is.
You think nobody's watching you, and you just need to be a good person just because you want to be a good person.
Ugh, you need to be a good person, huh? Whew. This is just ritual. Coming from one of the richest people in the world, I guess. It just stings way more knowing what you know now.
You go sit in that Ellen jail over there right now. No, you'll steal stuff back there. Come here, this way. What's your sister's name?
Anna.
All right, well, Anna got you in big trouble.
And they made her sit there. I don't know how long. Could have been the whole damn show. Doesn't even look like a comfy chair. That is one of the few disgusting things I've seen on TV. You don't set someone up like that for pleasure or for laughs. You don't turn the crowd against an audience member who wanted to support you. The power and dominance asserted where you had to actually bring this lady. The guy actually held her by a hand because she was like, okay, all right, enough, I get it. And he was like, get your fat ass on the chair. Very uncalled for, isn't it? Personally, I think if you can see that coming out in the show, you can only imagine what's going on behind the scenes. And as the people pile up, sure, I think there's some validity to this case. She's one of my favorite comedians, and she's probably my favorite comedian to this day. And I'm not even talking about the Ellen Show. I'm not really a huge fan of that, but I am such a fan of her comedy. If I can just share a personal story to end this, I got an acting scholarship a while ago, and I moved to California. I had to walk 1 hour a day to school, which I thought was a small price to pay. You know, so one day I get into the limelight, which never happened. Every day I had to walk to school. On the way, I actually would pass the Ellen Show. My mom would call me and she was like, I hope one day that you could get on the show so I could be in the audience. And like in my head, I was like, I don't really care about getting on the show, but for you, I would love to do that because my mom is the biggest fan. And I was like, just to make you happy, I would love to do that. And I would think about Ellen. When she was in her late 20s, she did a set. This was her first set on Johnny Carson, which is the greatest late show host of all time. And he asked her at the end of the set, where do you see yourself being? Very humbly, she spoke that she hopes to, you know, get somewhere big and hope to keep doing this. And it seemed so humble and genuine that you couldn't help but support her. Years later, she gets her own sitcom. And on the sitcom, after a few seasons, she decides to make the decision to come out as gay, which had never been done at the time, especially if you were female. That is a brave, brave decision. And after doing so, for some reason, she got shunned and it took her 3 years to get back on television. And she made it with the Ellen Show. This is someone who fought through adversity multiple times, but she definitely proved a lot of people wrong. And for those reasons, I always thought, you know what, she is definitely someone worth supporting. It probably, honestly speaking, it probably helped push her brand further than it ever would if she wasn't seen as someone so kind and so giving. If she was seen as the person who we see her as today, I don't think she would have got 1/3 the way. At the end of everything, I asked my mom, like, are you still gonna watch her? And she said no. And I said, is it because she's mean? And my mom said no. My mom says after every show, Ellen said, take care and be kind to one another. And that really wasn't her. I guess it had to come out at some point, huh? I just want to say thank you guys for listening so much. And before I go, take care and be kind to one another. Unless you don't want to, then you don't have to. Because I'm 16leo and I'm telling you right now, be honest. Whether it's good or bad, it's the best policy. Unless you want to lie, then I don't give a shit. I really don't care. Okay, bye-bye. Wow. That was actually really profound of you. Yeah, that's how it is. I can relate to that. Are you crying? No, I just need a minute. My God, are you okay?